Welcome everyone, today we'll have a special news digest video for Diablo 4. Now in this video we'll have some great news, because looking over here, the second HARLEQUIN or Shackle was dropped for one of the Taiwan Chinese players. You can see this particular item was dropped at level 87, and this is a great news, because a lot of the previous assumptions are now pushed over. We'll have a look at how you can be farming your Shackle or Harequinns quest at level 87 plus and what are the methods of doing so. So over here you guys can see I have prepared some notes for you guys to go through this part of the video. And we also have a look at what are the comments, what are the assumptions of getting this item. We'll also have a look at the previous item that was also dropped for the Korean player for the first Harequinns quest, and how this player was managed to get his skill level to plus 19 because of this item. Yes, he actually have a skill level of plus 19 with this item using the Druid. So coming over to this Chinese forum, what I'll do is I'll translate everything to you guys to English, and I'll briefly talk about the stats over here. So this is the Chinese forum, and here it is saying a Taiwan player has gotten the latest Harequinns quest, and it is likely this is the second in the game for Diablo 2 for the global service. Now over here we can see the rolls of this item is actually the minimum rolls. Most of the rolls are minimum rolls. So 800 HP, 4.4 cooldowns, 10% resource, and 23 of the all stats, and also 11% damage reduction. But the maximum roll for the plus 4 all skills is still there. So this item was dropped for the player at level 87, because after level 73, all the items were dropped towards your player level. So we can see that this player was only levels 87 to be acquiring this item, and this just came out a few hours ago. Now since the posting of this forum and also this post, there has been a lot of comments over here, and I have made a brief translation. You can also see he was typing it to his friends about getting this item. So if you guys do want to have a look at this particular post and also the comments, I'll have the links available for you guys. So now coming over to our notes. Now if you guys remember, we have had a video to talk about the first Harequinns quest known as Shackle in Diablo 2 that was dropped in Korea. So the first item was dropped in Korea, and this is a Korean player. He was level 98 when he got this item, and this actually led to a lot of assumptions, because people were rumored to say that this item only dropped for level 90 plus players, or they even said this item is dropped at level 90 tier nightmare dungeons. This is why we're not seeing this. But with the latest Harequinns quest drop at level 87, this changes everything, right? So firstly, the player is not level 90, and surely he was not able to clear the level 90 tier dungeons. And what that means is both of the previous assumptions are invalid, and we don't have to be level 90, we don't have to be doing nightmare dungeons at a super high level to be getting this item. So I'm sure you guys are pretty excited to see how do you get this item, right? So here we have some summaries from the comments and also the notes and also the previous information from the developers. What is more important is that you want to be on world difficulty 4, because the developers have said that at a certain difficulty and a certain level, the players will have certain unique items that is to the endgame added to the pool of tables at world 4. And it is also possible that certain items will be gated behind a certain level. This could be level 73 or level 80. And one of the reasons I'm saying those numbers is because of this. So if you guys have gotten to world difficulty 4 before level 73, what you're going to notice is, I think before 72, you'll be getting item levels as low as level 60 for those items. But once you get to 73, your item will scale to your level. And this means the items you have been getting will be according to your player's level after level 73. So it could be a threshold after level 73, you can be getting some really good items. Now the second assumption is that level 80 is going to be another threshold. Because if you guys remember the current world catch from the world boss from difficulty 4, those catches are locked at level 80. And this can be indicating there may be more loots after level 80. Now after going through hundreds and also hundreds of comments in this particular post, I have not found the Chinese player who was disclosing about where he got item from. So the player that actually got this item was not saying where he got this item from. But there have been a lot of clues and also assumptions from other comments in this particular chat and also from this particular forum. So it is very likely this item was dropped from the nightmare dungeons. Now the speculation from the forum is saying this is actually coming from level 50 plus nightmare dungeons. So here's the comments over here, I'll translate it for you guys to have a look. So here is that the focus is that the player is only level 87, and it is likely it's around floor 50 above, or maybe around floor 50. So what they're saying is, they're saying that maybe this player was playing a difficulty for the nightmare dungeons around level 50 tier, and this will be around level 104. Now this is because it is likely for a level 87 player, his glyphs, his items are not fully updated, and it will be very hard for the player to play beyond level 50. Beyond tier 50 for the Nightmare dungeons, of course. So what that means is, this is a great news for us, because for most of us average players, we don't have to push for level 90 tier dungeons to be going for those rare items. Because if I have to push for tier 90 for Nightmare dungeons, this will be extremely difficult, and this might take me another week or two. But knowing that I just have to do level 50 dungeons, this is even better. I have prepared a leveling guide for you guys, and in that guide, I'll teach you guys how to farm the Nightmare dungeons as well. Now, if you guys are planning to read through some of the comments using the translations, I do have a small warning to you guys. As you go through the comments, you're gonna see that there are some rumors saying the first Harlequin's quest dropped by the Korean player was sold for 40,000 USD dollars. And there was a lot of posts and a lot of comments on the Chinese post to talk about selling the second Harlequin's quest for a lot of money. Now, if you guys are reading those comments, I do not recommend buying or trading items. And just be aware, it is a trend that people like to talk about this, but you should not be doing this, because Blizzard has started to ban a lot of players for trading with real money. And we do have the video to talk about this. So make sure you have a look at that warning video, because there are a lot of ways Blizzard are banning players, including trading item for gold, trading item for money, trading gold for money. So there's a lot of ways you can be banned. So be careful, guys. Don't get tempted into selling items. And of course, we don't have a shackle to sell, right? And it'd be pretty crazy to sell the first item for $40,000, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's like a whole year of salary. Now, finally, as an update, the Korean player, the Druid player who has gotten the first Harlequin quest, was able to get his core spell to level 19. If you guys are wondering how, I have the post ready for you guys. Now, what I do believe is, because Druid has a special ability to increase earth spells by levels, and there's also abilities and also unique items that boost the levels. For most of us, we can easily get the item to plus 13 skill rank with the Harlequin's quest, which will be really good. And if you guys are playing the Druid, make sure you have a look at the post to see exactly how the player is doing this. Make sure you use the translation function to go through the Chinese notes to come in over to English. Now, I also forgot to mention, now because the first player that got the Harlequin's quest was a Druid player, it is likely, and I think I can see from the background, that this is the Barbarian player that has gotten Harlequin's quest. Because if you have a look here, you can see his strength is 876. That means the player is not very strong. I'm close to 1200 strength, and I'm close to level 100, right? So you can see this is a Barbarian player. So maybe in the future, we can have some sorcerers, we can have some necromancers, and also some rogues getting this item. And of course, guys, I hope this is not regional bonded. So the first item was dropped in Korea. The second item was dropped in Taiwan. Maybe next time will be NA, right? Or maybe EU. And what about OCE? We Australians never get really good pins or items. It's so sad when I play with you guys. I'm on 400 or 200 pin. And lucky I'm on the Thorns build. And if I'm not on the Thorns build, I'll be dying so fast. And if you guys haven't seen me on the live stream, I'll be live streaming more with a new build very soon. Now, in case you guys didn't know, I'll be live streaming on Twitch again, and I have just started. So make sure to come over to the links below to join us on Twitch live to say hi, maybe ask me questions or share any tips with the viewers. And while you're here, make sure you follow. And if you do have your Twitch Prime, this is a really good time to use your Twitch Prime over here, supporting us with Twitch Prime. And yes, guys, join us as I test build for Diablo, and also join us as you play the game and also farm the game. So stay a while and also listen. We'll also be doing some giveaways and also special viewer events in the Diablo as well. Maybe we do PvP and also related events in the game as we get to the end game, and also help players to go through the dungeons.